This is Business Spotlight, the CNBC Africa program that brings you all the business and economic news you need to know from South Africa's most productive province, Gauteng. I'm Fanny Foxon. Welcome. Now, coming up in this edition of the show, we bring you excerpts from Gauteng Premier Nomvula Mokonyane's maiden State of the Province address.
As we embark on our renewal program in the next 5 years,
The new and first female Premier certainly set the tone for a new era of governance and service delivery. Taxi bosses may have put the brakes on the bus rapid transport system being ready in time to commute spectators for the Confederation Cup, but the Gauteng Department of Public Roads and Transport has unveiled alternative plans for the tournament. We attended the launch of the Gauride transport hubs to see how this plan could work for the tournament and residents alike.
If we are to achieve.
And we bring you one-on-one interview with Boy Ngobeni, Chief Executive Officer of the Gauteng City Region Academy, who speaks to us about the upskilling of public servants to enable them to respond effectively to the challenges facing the province in the current economic downturn. That's all coming up on CNBC Africa over the next half hour or so do stay with us. Gauteng Premier Nomvula Mokonyane has just delivered her maiden State of the Province address. She promised improved service delivery and jobs for the unemployed. Addressing hundreds of guests and Gauteng residents at the Walter Sisulu Memorial Square of Dedication, Premier Mokonyane said her government's 5-year program would usher in an era of accelerated change for the province. CNBC Africa's Lionel Skink attended the address and filed this report.
I hereby declare the Walter Sisulu Square of Dedication as the precinct of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature for today, Tuesday, the 9th of June, 2009.
Choosing this venue was a break in tradition. The State of the Province address is normally held at the Gauteng Legislature in downtown Johannesburg. Gauteng's new and first female Premier staged her State of the Province address at the Walter Sisulu Square of Dedication in Kliptown, Soweto. The memorial is a powerful symbol for all South Africans because this is the place where the Freedom Charter was crafted. The theme of Premier Mokonyane's 5-year tenure was all about establishing a new era of governance and the tradition in which government will be brought close to where people live. Members of the Gauteng Legislature and Gauteng residents braved the extremely cold temperatures to witness Premier Mokonyane's maiden State of the Province address.
today we are making a commitment to the people of Gauteng that this government will do things differently. We promise our people that we will always act in their best interest in the execution of our duties. We shall therefore direct our energies to spending government time and money on real delivery issues and not intentions. We are going to be very strict on issues of value for money and demand high standards of performance from anyone who does business with government. In line with the need for prudent expenditure, we will focus more on cutting the cost of doing business and prevent any wasteful expenditure. We are going to review our engagement with the service providers, such as a huge number of consultants, developers, and many others. We demand better service and nothing else.
Premier Mokonyane stressed the Gauteng province, as the country's industrial hub, has a big responsibility in ensuring more quality jobs and that more people benefit from economic development. This imperative became even more critical in light of the harsh economic environment.
As we embark on our renewal program in the next 5 years, the creation of decent work and sustainable livelihoods must be at the center of our work. This becomes even more critical in the context of the current recession, which is compounding the challenges of poverty, hunger, and unemployment, and making it even more difficult for our people to survive.
7 strategic priorities were identified which would drive the work of the province's legislature over the next 5 years.
In order to achieve this change, we have identified the 7 key strategic priorities that will drive our programs for the next 5 years. These are the following: creating decent work and building a growing, inclusive economy, promoting quality education and skills development, better health care for all, stimulating rural development and food security, intensifying the fight against crime and corruption, building cohesive and sustainable communities, strengthening the developmental state and good governance.
In a short space of time, Premier Mokonyane has earned a reputation for a no-nonsense approach and intolerance for corruption. She stated that these will be the hallmarks of her administration. This was greeted by cheers of approval.
A new work culture must prevail for a teacher, for a clerk, for a cleaner, for a secretary, for the MEC, for the Premier, Guyasheshwe. We are determined to do things differently. Hard work, efficiency, speed and quality service will be the order of the day. In this moment of renewal, our public service must remain and work closely with communities irrespective of their seniority. They must work, they must understand and appreciate what an ordinary person expects from them. Acts of corruption, negligence and maladministration will be dealt with severely. If you steal linen in our public hospitals, you must be punished for that act. If police officers and court officials lose case dockets, they will have to lose their jobs too. We cannot afford to have a justice system. We cannot afford to have a justice system that is compromised by rogue elements. And where possible, we find that politicians themselves are rogue elements. They must also go.
Turning her attention to violent crime, Premier Mokonyane told the gathered guests that this remained a big concern for the Gauteng provincial government. She dedicated her government to reducing the scourge by working together with communities.
In particular, as government, we are concerned with addressing the high levels of residential and business robberies in Gauteng. In order to deal with crime effectively in the next 5 years, we will embark on a process to determine provincial priorities in consultation with our communities. We will work to strengthen the cooperation between the South African Police Service, the Metro Police from various municipalities, and other law enforcement agencies, and deal with crime in an integrated and multidisciplinary manner.
Premier Mokonyane promised that her 5-year program will change the face of Gauteng for the better, adding that through working together, the people of Gauteng could do more.